Jos is a city in the middle belt of Nigeria. At an altitude of 1,217 meters, that's 3,993 feet above sea level. Jos enjoys a more temperate climate than much of the rest of Nigeria. Average monthly temperatures range from 21 to 25 degrees Celsius. For tourists and expatriates, Jos's cool temperature makes it a favorable holiday destination. However, for students in boarding educational institutions without regular power to provide heating, such as the government science school Kuru, this brings about a different kind of feeling. Students from the secondary school explain what it is like living as a student without access to hot water.
My name is Magda Park and I'm in JS3. We don't normally bath in the morning because of the cool weather. What we normally do is to just brush our mouth and wash our face and get ready for class.
People in the class, they wear their cardigan on top of their uniform. I used to wear my turtleneck inside before I wear another shirt and I wear my uniform.
We normally put cool water inside the black bucket and we put black leather on top the water, put it under the sun. Then the sun now help us to get it hot. When we are back from class, then the water will be hot.
The greatest challenge is getting water to take their bath. They need warm water to bath, but in most cases there's nowhere to get that. And they have to wait to take their bath in the afternoon so that they can put their water in the bucket, put it under the sun. After classes is warm, then they take their bath. But getting to Harmattan season, they find it difficult because the sun is not even there. So some of them will go home with scabies, and those who manage to take their bath, we've been having cases of pneumonia, catarrh, and diseases related to cold.
The Nigerian Energy Support Programme, NESP, is supporting the Nigerian Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, and other public and private partners to improve access to sustainable energy. NESP is funded by the German government, the European Union, and implemented by GIZ in cooperation with the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing.
So the significance of the solar water heater project in Plateau State at Kuru Government Science School is that we are talking about a boarding school of 1,000 children, and then the weather gets quite cold in Jos during certain seasons, especially at night. And then those 1,000 pupils, they don't have warm water, so they can't shower and they can't take a bath in the morning. And it really affects both their health and their education. So what we have been doing is we have installed 68 units of solar water heating. It's state-of-the-art technology at Kuru Science School. So from now on, those 1,000 boys, they have warm water in the morning before they go into class. So I think the impact is really high because it impacts on their health and it does impact on their ability to learn.
GSS Kuru was chosen for this project based on the outcome of a set of criteria that we developed. The set of criteria mainly entailed, for example, the accessibility to the project site, the availability of water, which is very important for a solar water heater project. Of course, the support required from the school authority. And we did like a ranking for all these criteria and the different schools, and GSS Kuru topped the list.
So what we hope to achieve with this project is it's part of our support towards Nigeria with regards to efficiency in buildings. So we have run a baseline before we started this activity on where we could pilot certain technologies to show the efficiency potential. One of the technologies that we have decided based on the baseline to pilot is solar water heating. The reason being is that great efficiency increases can be achieved with solar water heating. For instance, at Kuru Science School, there is quite some great achievement with regards to efficiency when it comes to fuel wood, firewood consumption. So before, the boys did not have warm water overall, but if they would have had warm water, it would have to be heated through firewood, which both affects the environment in Nigeria, but also is a great source of CO2 emissions. So what we hope to achieve is to pilot technologies that are scalable in Nigeria in the future and that can be used in both private and commercial buildings so that we can achieve efficiency improvements in the country.
Well, it is our desire to ensure that at least every boarding school in Plateau State has a water heating plan installed there in the school to ease the access to water at the right temperature for the students who are on campus. However, we're also being realistic because of financial challenges. We might not be able to do all of these at the same time, but we will take this and begin to replicate it in other secondary schools, preferably, well, starting with the schools on the high land. You know, the plateau is in three sections. There's a northern section, there's a middle, and then there's a lower part. The lower part is naturally warm almost all year round, so their need for hot water is not that much. But the highest point is the northern part, where Kuru is right now. There are several other public schools that are like that. Now, while as a government, we are trying to get these things to other schools, we're also encouraging the people, the individuals, private school owners, to also do the same thing for their schools. And this will get them to do by promoting it, by making a lot of noise about it, and then getting them to come and see what is at Kuru.
Sometime in 2014, 2015, we did the pre-feasibility studies. We looked at the school when GIZ had already chosen the school, and after they made that choice, we were brought in as consultants to look at the school, the water network in the school, and to make a design of the systems that could serve the population in the school. So one of the first things we did was to check the population of the students, the current population, and the possible maximum population. Skilled manpower with respect to maintenance of the systems are not readily available around here because of the knowledge gap. So we decided to go for a system that will require the minimum maintenance.
I got involved in this project right from the onset when we had a number of workshops on solar water heating, and because we have been promoters of solar water heaters also, and so when we identified GIZ was doing something like this, we keyed in, and as a result we've been following up with the process, and up to when they now advertise for people to express interest, and we express our interest and eventually tendered, and so we were considered for the project. So after the installation, we will also make sure these systems run effectively, especially throughout the warranty period and thereafter. The process of the solar water heaters in Kuru involves one, identify areas where the different systems will be installed. These installations are done close to the dormitories, so each dormitory has a platform near them where the installation is done for them to be able to fetch the hot water there closer to them. First of all, the structures, that is the support structures, are installed first. So after the support structures, you have the plates. We install the plates. After the installation of the plates, we install the tanks, and after the installation of the tanks, we do the connection between the plates and the tanks, and after that, then we connect the tank to the source. That is where the cold water will be coming in from, and then after that one, then we connect the output from the solar water heaters to the output line, which connects to the fetching points. Okay, so basically, that is the process of the installation in a nutshell.
I heard about this project initially from an international tender writing, And I found it very interesting, exciting, especially as the Nigerian market is an upcoming market for us, and we feel that our product could be well positioned in here. And we actually took part in this tender, which was a very interesting task for us, something completely new. And we won the tender at the end, which was very good news. It doesn't need any electricity. It circulates water around a tank, which exchanges the heat to the water you actually need for showering and washing. It actually circulates it naturally by the heat rising and the cold coming back. The whole system as such here on school works, it starts from the tower, the water tower, who distributes the main water to these units, supplies the units with the pressure which we need, and from there the units then heat up the water up to 80 degrees or even more. And from there the water will be distributed to the taps where the students can take the hot water, and to ensure that the students are not getting burned by the 80 or 90 degrees hot water, we also have a mixing valve which ensures that the water is always around 40 degrees.
The provision of these solar water heaters has provided a very huge relief for these students and even their teachers, because some of the teachers don't have the means to prepare hot water in the morning, and so they are forced to go to the school unkept.
The significance now is the government school in Jos have warm water. For instance, to bathe in the morning, they have been bathing with cold water before.
This has been our hope for warm water.
Now with this solar water heating system, we are so happy, and then we hope that some of these sicknesses around us, like catarrh, pneumonia, and the others, they won't be rampant. I know that they will reduce.
Now that we are having hot water now, I know all of us will be bathing early in the morning so that we'll be looking fresh and very comfortable when we're in the class also.
Upon my visit after the completion of the project, the students seemed to be very happy with it. They all came out without being asked to receive me, and they seemed to be so happy. I asked one of you or two of them and said this has solved their water issues. Not just the availability of water, but water at the right temperature during the cold seasons especially.
The voice of Kuru, we walk and play outside as made for. We are the voice of Kuru, so listen to what we say. We rise in the morning and break up day. First we go to the assembly and then to the lab we make our way, for we are the science school now, for we are the voice of Kuru. We walk and play outside as made for. We are the voice of Kuru, so listen to what we say.